sets, Kubernetes, service fabric. Okay? Sa examination, someone asks you, if the exam asks you, give me 4 compute services. Yan, 4. Hindi lang yan, napakadami pa. Napakadami, no? Azure Batch. Azure Batch is a managed service, which means either managed by you or managed by Azure. No? For parallel and high-performance computing applications, Azure Container Instances is another compute service, which is containerized. Containerized apps, meaning in one operating system, you're going to create a function, then that function will be utilized instead of using operating system. Let's say you have a web server, you're going to be using Apache function, Apache services, okay? So containerized apps run on Azure without provisioning servers. Okay, you don't have to provision servers kasi nga container siya. Okay, so there's a big difference between container and servers. I'll give you one example. So container, you only need one operating system, and then sa container, may mga services doon. Let's say yun nga Apache, which is a web server. So meron ka na web server, you only need to copy your program such as HTML, PHP, Java, Python, hosted in container, and will be run in a container. Hindi magra-run sa server. Sa server naman, you need to purchase the license of Windows operating system, $1,000. Tapos isang IIS, tapos another VM, may IIS, another VM, may IIS. So multiple operating system. Container, hindi na. Okay, ito yung serverless na tinatawag. Okay? Then merong compute service, which is called Azure Function, another serverless. You don't need to provision a server. Azure Function is an event-driven. Let's say someone browsed to your internet. So that's one visitor. Another browse to your internet web server. Second visitor. Yung function na yan, bibilangin niya. How many visitor for the day? Okay? You don't need to write a program. Kasi available yung function na yan. Malinaw ba? Malinaw. Okay? So those are compute services. Okay? Malinaw na yung compute, available yan. And if you want to check, ano ba yung, saan dito yung mga compute services, di ba? Di ba? So these are general, these are compute. Ang dami, tingnan mo yan. Virtual machine is like a computer, container instances, which is a serverless, availability sets, a combination of more than one resources acted as a conglomerate of one service. Na? Meron ding Citrix virtual apps. Na? You don't need to provision na send app, send desktop, and so on. Napakadaming compute resources. Na? Okay, next one is networking service. So networking is a linking compute resource, yung sa taas. How do you access those services? We're going to access those services using networking. Okay, networking will provide access to application. No, apps is the key function of Azure networking. So network functionality in Azure includes range option to connect outside world. Paano tayo ko-connect dito? Paano tayo ko-connect sa VM? Yun ang tanong niya. Okay? So ito yung mga networking services niya. So first is, lakihan natin. Virtual network. Okay? Virtual network connects VM to incoming virtual private network. So if you have, let's say you're working from home, no, paano ka connect dun sa virtual machine? Diba? Yun ang tanong. So yung VM, meron siyang assigned virtual network. So I'll show you one example. I have created a virtual machine. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you paano mag-create ng machines later. So ito yung VM ko, tawag ko my PC. Then meron ditong networking component. Okay? Sa networking component, you will be given a private IP. Okay? Dito, private 10.0.0.4. Usually, yung first 5 IP is reserved for Azure. So hindi mo pwedeng gamitin that 1, 2, 3, no? And yung last IP address, last 2 IP address. And then you will also be given a public IP. Okay, yan yung virtual network. Na VNet tawag natin dito. And then bibigyan ka din ng security on how you're gonna access this one. So normally you access the Windows operating system using port 3389 or yung RDP. Okay, so how do you connect? So you just basically go to a network component. no? Ito yung network component. And then mamaya papakita ako, gagawa ako ng from scratch paano gumawa ng VM, no? Okay, next is Azure Load Balancer. From the word itself, it balances inbound and outbound connection. Okay. Next is Azure Apps Gateway. So it optimizes app server farm delivery while increasing application security. So you're gonna hit a single URL to access your farm. Let's say user 1 will be allocated machine 1, user 2, machine 2, user 3, machine 3, and so on. VPN access Azure VNet through high performance VPN gateways. So dito sa VPN, gagamit ka na ng VPN nila, no? So meron sila sariling VPN which will give you additional charge. If you notice sa my PC ko, I didn't use VPN. So hindi na ako nag-VPN kasi RDP lang siya. Pero if you have a farm inside your organization, might as well use a VPN. For security reason. So bakit ginagamit? For security reason. Meron ding Azure DNS sa networking. So DNS, as we all know, domain name system, which resolve hosting to IP, will provide ultra-fast DNS response and ultra-high domain availability. Meaning, pag pining ko yung, let's say, meron kayong sariling organization, no? Okay, such as, let's say, yun nga, nexus.com, no? So instead of querying through the public, you will be querying yung Azure DNS, yung private. Kasi yung private server ninyo hindi naman accessible sa public, di ba? You can only access this one using your organization network, di ba? So dito, pwede kang gumawa ng sarili mong DNS, which will resolve your organization host names such as server 1, server 2, server 3. Okay? Next is the content delivery network or ACDN. So ACDN delivers high bandwidth content to customers globally. Okay, so let's say you're in Philippines. So saan nakalagay yung content mo, no? So for faster access of resources, might as well move your content delivery dun sa nearest region where your users are sitting. Meron din siyang networking function such as dynamic denial of service, which protects Azure hosted apps from distributed denial of service. So, yung DDoS attack. So last year na-attack yung Facebook, ano? Kasi wala silang DDoS. Meron DDoS pero na-attack pa rin, di ba? So Facebook attacked by DDoS. No? One example is yung sending of huge packet. O sabi dito, wasn't attacked, no? So they're denying. If you Google this one, so napakadaming theory na they're saying it's been attacked using DDoS, no? So what is DDoS? So normal ping will send 32 bytes only. Okay? Pero yung DDoS is sending a huge amount of packets. Okay, so anong mangyayari, di ba? If you're sending, let's say, 64 kilobytes of packet in less than 60 seconds, that will cause huge traffic. Okay? So pag nagkaroon ng maraming traffic, babagal yung Facebook nyo, which denies the services. Okay? Such as yung Facebook access to the point na hindi mo talaga ma-open. Dahil nga, you've been attacked by multiple packets, and each packet contains a huge amount of size. No? Next is the traffic manager. Traffic manager distributes network across regions. Let's say your user is from Philippines, might as well perform a load balancing in Hong Kong and then Japan kasi malapit sa Philippines yun, di ba? So let's say first request ng user, let's say Netflix customer, first request sa Hong Kong. Now, 50% na utilization Hong Kong. In traffic manager, will route your next user to Japan. No? So hence, they will form some sort of a load balancing. No? Pero magkaiba yun sa traffic manager. Traffic will be distributed across regions worldwide siya. Okay? And then there's thing called the route, express route, which connects Azure over high bandwidth dedicated secure connection. So kami meron kaming sariling network. I'll give you an example. So let's say ito yung organization niya. Tapos nakakonect lang kayo sa internet, di ba? So sabihin natin 100 megabit per sec. Okay? So ito na yung ISP. Tapos yung ISP ko-connect sa Azure. Okay? So saan ang bottleneck? So dito, limited ka lang sa 100 megabit. So with Azure Express Route, no? Azure Express Route, ISP will be eliminated. Direct Azure connectivity. Hence, you can achieve 1 gigabit connection. Up to 10 gigabit yata pinakamabilis. Okay? Mas mabilis. So how is it possible, sir? Di ba kailangan ISP? Hindi. So ganito ginagawa. Sa data center, usually Fujitsu, no? Or yung tinatawag ng Ultimo Data Center or yung Telstra Data Center dito sa Sydney. Doon namin nilalagay yung server. Tapos ito yung server within next cage, katabi lang namin yung Microsoft. So mag-hook up ka lang ng fiber or LAN cable, talang copper, LAN cable lang na 1 GB. Ko-connect mo doon sa switch ng Azure. Okay? Yun ang express route. Kaya mabilis siya, pero it's very expensive. Okay? So ito yung server mo, may switch dito, may top of the rack switch, tapos may router, may edge connection. Tapos yung connectivity nyo, hook up mo lang sa katabi mo. Wala, less than 10 meters lang using LAN cable, using copper or fiber. No? So direct hook up yan, express route. Napakabilis. No? So connects Azure over high bandwidth, dedicated secure. Dedicated switch talaga ginagamit yan. No? Next is the NetWatcher. So NetWatcher monitors and diagnose network issues. So when you say diagnose, ito yung active, no? Monitors is passive. So hybrid siya. It scans for virus signature and then it logs. Okay? It logs, no? Network issues by using scenario-based analysis. So this is a very intelligent service. No, kasi it's combination of active and passive siya. No? And then meron din firewall, which implements high security, highly available. You can configure this as HA with unlimited scalability, meaning it can provision quickly. No? And then meron din tayong V1, which create unified WAN that connects local and remote. So from your on-prem, you can be able to connect to another on-prem, no, utilizing a virtual WAN. Okay, pwede ding public to public using virtual WAN. So within the worldwide organization or worldwide circle, you can be able to access all your private servers. No? Another server is another service is compute. Azure provides 4 main types of storage. Now storage, so meron tayong blob, storage service for very large objects such as videos or bitmaps. So saan ginagamit ang blobs examination? This is good for videos, pictures. So hindi pwede database dito, no? Practically, you can't dump database. Meron ding sa storage, file storage. File shares that can be accessed and managed like a file server. So dito, ito yung, if you want to set up a file server sa cloud, you're gonna select file storage. So sa file storage, meron ditong NTFS permission, which you can grant or deny users or groups. Okay? So dito, yung mga important files lang, such as Excel, Word documents. No? Ideally, you don't dump videos dito or mga pictures. No? So anong difference ng dalawa? Ito, wala tong security. There's no permission. Anyone can access. Ito naman, para tong file server sa Windows or Linux. You can either grant or deny users. Okay? Meron namang storage type, queue storage tawag nila. A data store for queuing and reliably delivering messages between applications. So if you're sending messages, no, it will spool dito muna. No? It will spool dito before sending to the destination. No? So practically, these are just clear text file. Not videos, not Office file, not Excel, no? Mga .text, .log, and so on. Okay. Azure Table Storage. Table storage is a service that stores non-relational data, also known as NoSQL in the cloud computing. So in short, this is for database. Okay. So these services shall all share several common characteristics. They are durable. No. So what is durability? Durability meaning even if your file get corrupted, there's a chance that it can be restored right away. Kasi yung single file mo, multiple copies. No, triplicate copy kagad sa Azure. No? Secure through automatic encryption,